Very good afternoon. Welcome to the last KTN Business Today of 2017. We are glad you have been with us all through the year. Today we're going to end 2017 in a way only we can, whether you're a teenager or an adult. When you think of a DJ, you think of music and fun. And when you have music and fun, the only other thing missing are drinks. Today we have both, so you don't want to miss that. I am Ashley Mazuri, and Business Today begins now. We'll start in Kericho, where tea farms in Nandi Hills and Limuru are still reeling from the losses occasioned by the workers' strike last month. According to industry players, the labor unrest that lasted for close to a month hit the farms hard, cumulatively whipping away 150 million shillings. Take a look.
Kenya Tea Growers Chief Executive Officer Apollo Kiari said the losses compounded an already difficult year. He said KTGM members such as James Finlay's, Unilever, Nandi Tea Estates, Sotik Tea are struggling.
The plantation will also have a big contribution because it contributes 40% of the total tea that is produced in the country. And when we had 3 weeks of no work, we are talking about 1 million kilos. Of tea going into waste.
Multinational tea companies produces 40% of the total tea produced in the country. During peak seasons, the tea companies harvest a lot of kilograms of green leaf in a day. When it's converted to make tea, it translates to almost half a ton, being sold at 230 shillings per kilogram at the Mombasa tea auction.
At the end of the year, we'll see a significant loss in terms of production and earnings for the companies. And not only the companies, in terms of revenue that is collected by government through taxes, the county governments as well, they collect certain amounts of money from the industries. The value chain will be affected along the way.
The tea farmers from Bomet and Kericho County, who currently earn 30 shillings per kilogram of green leaf, deliver at least 140,000 kilograms of green leaf for processing at Kimulot and Chemugodani factory. Tea processed from Kimulot Tea Factory goes into outgrowers Mark Bondet, while those from Chemugodani is branded Masingi.
Lamu County is known for its rich cultural heritage and Swahili foods. It usually draws a high number of tourists during festive seasons such as this one. But this December, both the traders and residents are saying there weren't as many visitors as they're used to. Our Coast Regional reporter Francis Mtalaki tells us why.
The beautiful waters of the northern coastal line welcome you to the county of Lamu. A county that, despite the challenges of security and accessibility, has forever remained the destination for many tourists, both local and international. The tradition has been that during this festive season, these streets are packed with tourists coming to relax and enjoy Swahili foods of the Amu people. Though one can be able to spot a number of tourists this year's festive season has seen a reduction in tourist numbers, and this being a major source of income for many here, locals have begun to feel the impact.
Lakini kwa sasa serikali hii tulionayo imekuwa ule mtalii apenda kuja kwa gari kuangalia kijimbo, kila kijimbo kuangalia manyama. Sasa mtalii umekuwa hawezi tena kuja. Akija ushushwa hapa, kashushwa hapa na hapa. Watamzungu kwamba atakomplaini, mimi mwanadamu siwezi kukubali.
Na unaona kwamba ndugu zetu pia kwamba ni watalii wa ndani. Utaona kwamba hapa pia nafikiri utaona wakati wa Disemba ulikuwa hii barabara wewe huwezi kuiona namna ya watu. Kwa hivyo ni kiwango kichache sana, manake haifiki hata 2%.
This boils down to even hoteliers and other traders as well.
Natakana at least barabara iwe safi, kama ni mahali kwa biashara iwe kumetengewa sehemu fulani ambayo ni ya biashara, kama vile upande wa soko. Kwa hivyo nafikiri labda kama ile serikali ambayo iko ya county iweze kutia jitihada katika hizi.
Wengi wanakuja hapa kuja kula, ni uchumi kwa uko chini wa Lamu, na ni watu yani uwezo wao wako chini, hawezi kuingia mahoteli haya matalii hapa. Sasa ndo wanakuja hapa kula mahala pa rahisi.
Kilio chetu ta wananchi kwa Lamu County hini twaiomba ifungue barabara kama zamani na uchumi wa Amu inukie. Kwa hivyo maboti hayana kazi, ukiangalia punda hawana kazi, binadamu hawana kazi, vijana hawana kazi. Sasa tutumainie county kwa maendeleo peke yake?
The county government of Lamu acknowledges that there is need for more efforts to be put in place in order to restore the shrinking glory of Lamu as a preferred destination for many.
Tuna imani kwamba utalii utarudi. Hizi ni challenges ambazo kila nchi iko nazo. Hata Nairobi tunasikia kuna mauaji, hata Mombasa, hata Kisumu, lakini watu bado wanaenda. Kwa hivyo tuna imani kwamba Lamu itafunguka na tutakuwa na both international na national tourism.
Security and hard economic times have been termed as major contributors, as well as poor accessibility, with many choosing to avoid traveling by road for fear of bandit or Al-Shabaab ambushes.
Kama mwataka ulinzi, munazo helikopta, munazo vifaru, muna kila kitu.
Listokee tukio lolote katika jamii yetu ya Lamu ama tukio lolote hapa katika taifa letu la Kenya.
Hasa kulingamana na ile security amba mtalii anapoona kwamba ikiwa leo security imekuwa tight namna hii, watu walikuwa wakipenda sana watalii kuja kwa barabara. Nafikiri leo utaona ile attention iliyoko katika barabara, jinsi ya watu wanavyoharesiwa. Unaona kwamba imeipa kipao kikubwa, na sisi Lamu ndio ilikuwa tegemeo letu kubwa.
But this has not deterred some of the local and foreign tourists from visiting Lamu.
You feel you are in some other place. You feel you are more closer to the Middle East or Arabic coast than Zanzibar.
Absolutely love it here. It's nice. The food is good, friendly people, accommodation is beautiful, beaches are beautiful.
Everything is unique, like of course the architecture, the buildings and are great, and a dough, yeah, we had a dough ride yesterday, so it's a beautiful boat and a good boat. It's quite simple and good.
Francis Mtalaki, KTN News, Lamu County.
It is now official that you risk finding yourself in trouble should you smoke, sell or market shisha in Kenya. This follows the gazettement of the law making shisha illegal. Shisha is popular in entertainment joints across the country whose businesses now face uncertain prospects, including job losses. But Nakada chairman Julius Gadhiri says the benefits of banning shisha outweigh the negative effects of banning it. Julius Gadhiri spoke to my colleague Zenzi Kibiku earlier today, and this is what he had to say.
What people don't understand is that shisha is a new emerging lifestyle, and one puff of shisha is like smoking 300 cigarettes, if you might believe, not to mention the effect of the person sitting next to you. That's what people don't seem to understand and appreciate. Right. That danger of going through that smoke, that flavored smoke, that new lifestyle that you enjoy, that thing that you think it's trendy and nice and enjoyable, the effect is something that you just don't want to think about. Right. And that's what Kenyans need to be aware of.
So for the jobless youth, after this gazette went public yesterday, what would you say to them?
To our unemployed youth, and of course to anybody who is talking about their unemployment, we want to say that there are many other things to do. People try to justify the whole issue of tobacco or alcohol or brewing of changa and everything else that we do as an economic venture, but we are saying there are alternatives. You can't gamble with your life. You can't, because it's too expensive. Okay, and people who have gone through rehabs and treatment and everything else know how expensive it is. People who have lost their jobs because they could not cope with alcohol, or people who are today bedridden because of cancer and something else, just know how expensive it is. That's what we are talking about. you cannot compare apples and oranges here.
And the thing is, Mr. Gaderi, shisha, you will not find it in the rural areas. It's within our urban cities, within the posh places, within the cool entertainment joints. Then, what impact will then this have?
The effect is that it cuts across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a trendy issue. Yes, it's an urban lifestyle for the middle and upper class. But unfortunately also, we have got our young guys from the eastlands of Nairobi and other rural areas who think because it's trendy, they also want to try when they have got an extra coin. And that's where the danger is.
From the shisha ban to northern Kenya, and what comes to your mind when you think of northern Kenya? A bare land inhabited by bandits, a land only fit for hardy communities, or perhaps dry with no water and rain? That is no longer the case. Philip Keitani visited the region and tells us more about the Chalbi Desert.
For those fond of Mother Nature in her diversity, Chalbi Desert, located in Marsabit County, is a real gem. Located east of the famous Lake Turkana and spreading to the Ethiopian border, the magical desert is one of the hottest and most arid places in Kenya and covers an area of about 100,000 square kilometers.
If you are a fan of nature and you are living in this country of ours, Kenya, you don't have to go and travel very far away. Marsabit, at your doorstep, is Marsabit County. And Chalbi Desert is the only true desert in East Africa.
The desert is the harshest of the entire northeastern section and only the toughest of species can survive. Stretching from Mount Kulal from one side to Huri Hills towards the Ethiopian border, Chalbi Desert resembles a boiling lake, but it is actually an ocean of hot and dry volcanic sand stretching from one horizon to the other horizon, with no sign of life until you reach Kalacha, a small town which lies on an oasis.
In the short term, we're trying to put up accommodation facilities around the desert, and then we're doing a Kalacha festival, cultural festival. We're partnering with non-governmental NGOs that are doing it at Kalacha, which is just in the desert, basically.
While storms are the conspicuous sights that greet you on reaching its fringes, Chalbi Desert itself is a bleached stretch of coarse sand, spiced up with pure rock and immense clay. There are also ash-grey ridges and broken clusters of tiny huts. The desert is believed to have been a lake that dried up thousands of years ago, therefore the name Chalbi, which means bare and salty in the Gabra dialect.
Behind me you could see a huge sand dunes. This is about 2 years old. It's quite an interesting feature of the desert, and it keeps on moving from one location to the other. It forms an arc.
Even in this barren and desolate location, you may see a shadow emerge in the distance as ostrich, gravy zebras, oryx and other adapted animals are often observed in the desert. On the northern edge is a gorgeous area of oases with groves of palm trees that attract sand grouse and other birds, including vulturine guinea fowls. The oases are also used by the Gabra people as watering sources for their camels and other animals.
You'd see ostriches, but they migrate. They're sometimes at the spring, sometimes at the desert, as well as gazelles. Not so much in the desert. Well, of course, we have the sheep of the desert, the camel, which is what people around here keep.
There are ponds of salt in the desert, with many pastoralists pick and use as natural animal salt lick. The desert is also surrounded by volcanic hills, creating a magical panorama with only selected animals and vegetation that can withstand the hostile climate in the entire sub-Saharan region. The southern part of the desert is home to the Rendile, while the eastern part, towards the Ethiopian border, is home to the Gabra community.
Don't go to Kalahari or, the deserts out there. Come, if you're in Kenya, just come to Marsabit County, see the desert with all its features.
Lake Turkana, the world's largest permanent desert lake and the world's largest alkaline lake, is part of the Chalbi Desert. At Kalacha Springs, local tourists and camels come to quench their thirst. Pastoralists value the never-drying Kalacha springs as a source of water for their livestock.
The locals are harvesting salt for animals and using it as a natural animal salt lick. But this can be made bigger. One of the things Kenya shouldn't be importing should be salt, because we have it in plenty here.
Chalbi Desert is a perfect place for motorsports, camel derbies and caravans, safaris, filming and nature treks, among other adventures.
The desert has a lot beautiful and huge sand dunes, good for picnic as well as other fun games.
The sunset was beautiful. The blue hues of the clear desert skies and the golden rays of the setting sunset were an amazing combination. With hundreds of Kenyans visiting the United Arab Emirates for the desert safari annually, the county government of Marsabit is positioning the Chalbi Desert as the first desert safari in Kenya, and with such sand dunes behind me, the Chalbi Desert is ready for you. Philip Keitan, KTN News, from the Chalbi Desert in Marsabit County.
Education stakeholders in Kwale County have decried the poor performance by those sponsored by Equity Bank. Let's take a look at this story by Tobias Chanji.
In this year's flagging off at Ukunda's Equity branch, it was disclosed that only one student got an A- in this year's Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, while several of the students got grade D. Ruth Mtisia, who is the Kinango Sub-County Director of Education, and his counterpart from Sambweni Sub-County, Mohamed Simba, said that it was so disheartening that even after getting comprehensive sponsorship, students were performing badly.
You are not yet there. We are giving you the wings today. You are beginning to fly now. But then your colleagues here, katika hii, kuna watu wana D na mabawa alipawa, wako hapa, sitaki kusoma jina. Kuna wanafunzi baada ya 4 years na mabawa na kila kitu, very comprehensive, ametoka na D.
Although tunasema ya kwamba tunafurahi kwamba tangu mpango huu uanze tumeona wanafunzi wengi wamefaidi na hii program. Lakini kuna kitu ina to discourage kidogo, hasa sisi wale tunakaa kwa hiyo board ya selection, kwamba tunachukua watoto ambao walifanya bidii sana katika masomo yao ya msingi na wakaweza kupita vizuri ili waweze kupata huu ufadhili. Lakini wakiingia katika shule ya sekondari, ile performance inaenda chini.
This year saw 133 students shortlisted and interviewed, of which 16 of them were picked. Peter Kanyus, the Ukunda branch manager, said that since its inception, a total of 191 students have been sponsored.
Through the opportunities accorded through this program, children who are academically gifted and come from families that are financially constrained access higher education as well as leadership training. In addition to school tuition, the scholars are provided with books, uniforms, transport, and pocket money in a bid to create a conducive environment for them to excel academically.
Elimu ndiye bwana wa kwanza na elimu ndio mke wa kwanza. Ukielimika basi wao watakuja wenyewe. Mnasikia? Mimi ni mzazi, kazi yangu ni kufyoa. Hasusa nikiona watoto ambao kwamba wameshika elimu na msitari wa kusoma. Ni kazi yangu ni kufyoa, lakini sifyo inawaambia ukweli. Mmesikia hapo? Yangu ni hayo machache. Agbiraye ndiye mwenye, arichaye nususu. Yani anayeshika ndiye mwenyewe, anayeacha ujinga wake. Salamu alaykum.
Tobias Chanji, KTN News, Kwale County.
All right, we want to take a short break here on KTN Business Today. But as we promised earlier, after the break, we're going to be talking about the entertainment industry, which is projected to be around 300 billion shillings by 2020. And joining me to steer that conversation is DJ Steve Jr. from New Wave International. DJ.